Hello mole fanatics, Brain Talker here, and I'm going to teach you how to do molecular conversions. Molecular conversions are like conversions to other widely known units like liters, molecules, and I'll show you some more right now. So the question we're going to be trying to solve today in molecular conversions is what is the mass of 5.03 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of copper? So that's the question we're going to be trying to answer here. So let me teach you how to first of all even like the basis of molecular conversions. So we're going to start off obviously with the mole, that's the base unit, and we're going to be converting to three other more widely known units. One is the liter, sometimes also known as volume. You'll have molecules, sometimes known as formula units, or atoms. Okay, and the last one is mass, sometimes known as grams. Okay, so those will be the three units we're going to be doing today. So in the question, we have to go from mass. Well, in the question, we're going to be trying to get the mass, and we're going to try to get the mass, and we're going to go from the molecules to the mole, then to the mass. So let me teach you how to go from each one. So I'll teach you the one that's not in the video right now, the liter. This is just good information to know, where 1 mole will give you 22.4 liters. So for this question, you have it where 1 mole will give me 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And then 1 mole will give me the molar mass. Okay, so now we know how to convert each one. I'll teach you the molar mass in a second, but let's find out how to go from the molecules to the mole, and then the mole to the mass. So we're going to be using a method called dimensional analysis, abbreviated as DA. And dimensional analysis is a very easy way to convert. I'll show you with a little example right here. So let's say you have 3 apples, and you want to know, and you're going to trade with your friends, and you want to know how many kiwis can you get for your apples. So the way you trade, kind of the key that you trade with is where 2 apples will give me 4 oranges, and then 4 oranges will give me 6 kiwis. Okay? So now let me show you how to plug all these in to get your answer. So obviously we're going to start out with 3 apples. So just think of it, that's the unit we came to our friend's house with. That's the unit we started out with. That's the unit we came to their house with. And we're going to create a large plus sign. And at the bottom, and the top left will be your apples, the unit that you came with. And bottom left, you'll put an X. You have to make sure you put X, don't want nothing there. No need to get confused. So then you'll start plugging in your conversions. You'll have it where 2 apples will give me 4 oranges. And then 4 oranges will give me 6 kiwis. Okay? So then once you get the unit that's desired, which is the kiwi, because that's what we're trying to get, you stop there and you multiply everything on top and everything on the bottom, which would then give me 72/8, which will simplify to 9 kiwis. So that's what we're going to get for 3 apples. So that's just a very simple, easy way of using dimensional analysis. You can use it in everyday terms. So now let me show you how to do the molar mass, which I referred to earlier. Molar mass is essentially where in the question, you take the element that we're dealing with, which is copper, and which is copper in this question, and what you have to do is add the atomic mass of the elements. Now in this question, we're only dealing with copper, and if we look, the atomic mass of copper is 63.546. We'll only be dealing with that. If we had multiple elements, we would be adding the elements. But since it's only copper, we only have to worry about the atomic mass of copper. So I'll just write it here for reference later. We have it where the molar mass will give me my will give me 63.546, which is only copper because that's the only element that's there. I'll box it in here, and then we can continue on with dimensional analysis for our problem. Alrighty, so now let's get started with dimensional analysis for the question that we're dealing with. What is the mass of 5.03 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of copper? So we're going to start out with the unit that we came with, like how we started out with the 3 apples. We're going to start out with the 5.03 times 10 to the 23rd atoms and remember at the bottom we'll put an X, and then we'll just continue on. We'll start putting in our conversions. So as we're starting out atoms here at the bottom left, we'll start out with atoms. And a cool little trick to make sure you're on the right path in your question is if your units are diagonal from each other. That means you're on the correct path. As you see on the example problem, apples are congruent or a diagonal from other apples. Oranges are diagonal with oranges. So that's just a very easy way to make sure you're not messing up your units or conversions. So that's just a quick little tip right there. So let's continue on. We have it where 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms will give me 1 mole. And then we want to go from mole to molar mass. So mole, 1 mole. We want to make sure our units are diagonal. Will give me the molar mass, which you wrote down right there, 63.546. And make sure our units are there, grams. Now we got our desired unit, mass, which is grams, also known as. We stop and we multiply. Okay, so then you take your calculator right here and you start multiplying. So you have it where 5.03, and to get the 10 to the 23rd power, what you have to do is you have to press second and then this button right here, which on the scientific calculator above it has double E, and then you plug in the number to the power of 23, and if you press enter it shows you 5.03 times 10 to the 23rd. So then you times that by 1 times 63.546, which this will then give me my answer right there. So I'll just leave it right there. And it will give me 3.196 times 10 to the 25th. That will be my top. And at the bottom, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times 1 will essentially give me the same thing. So I can just put that there. And we retake our calculator and we plug it in. 3.196 times 10, remember that's what we have to do for times 10 to the 25th, divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And it will give me my answer right here, 53, and we'll round up 10 grams. Make sure you put your units, and that will be your answer. Folks, hopefully you learned something today and you enjoy. Thank you.